chosen.
God is our pillar of strength.
So I had to stop wearing my high heels, so I had to buy these block shoes. So yesterday when we came, it was raining, so the registration, I think people of the keys weren't ready. After a while, I told the PR that I'm not going to dance last week. They said, "To me, you have one check." And when she took me to the P block, I told her, I can't stay here. I said, unfortunately, they didn't get any rooms lower apart from the workers. I said, I never managed it. But because already I'm in C4, so I'm very close. So it was like that. The first one, when we were going, okay, I've been doing free now. And I said, can I manage this? Because it's painful. And 2 years ago, a year ago when I did the CT scan, I have to have surgery. And it has to be both legs. Okay, because my legs, I was told, is not straight, and the bones are rubbing against each other. So it's surgery. And I refused it. I said, I can't go through surgery for both legs. Because after the surgery, I won't be able to, bend my knees, and it takes over a year to recover, and a whole lot of things. My mom had hers last. I saw what she went through. I was not ready for it. My whole life will change. And I said, no. So when I was coming, I said two things. This one, I will not take it home. This leg, this knee, I won't. It won't do that. So this morning, when we went to the Miracle Center, that was my prayer. That was everything. And to the glory of God, I've been standing throughout. In fact, I stood for the whole 3 hours I didn't sit down. And I was quite surprised when I tried to see, maybe I imagine, maybe I respite. I stretched small. And I've been standing throughout for this morning till now. And I can tell you I don't have any pain. It's God. God has used me here and now. That is my best experience for today. Praise God. Amen.
I'm giving this testimony on behalf of someone called Frank Aferi. So he asked me. So he asked me to give this testimony on his good health. And when we used to have the Tuesday meetings in Wangara, I think during one of those meetings they called and said I should come. Frank Afari happens to be my husband. So they called and said that he was going to be promoted. So I should come for like a token. So it was an envelope or so. And then soon after that, he was teaching in the senior high then. He got an appointment to teach in a university. Then one of our own nights, they said they were giving out scholarships. So I stood in for him. Then he got a scholarship. So he's doing his PhD now. Amen. Then during one of our own nights, Pastor Anna said, Ekia, Frank Professor is now Buchi. They say, Patrick David. When he goes, like if he's there for 2 weeks, he's thinking of coming back. So I said, no. Then he said, hey, but Nyami Humi say, God is giving him favor and that he will get appointments and stuff. So when I told him about it, he wasn't too pleased because, he likes him. Then he got favor with the head of department. So once my daughter wasn't too well, he just walked to the head of department's office and said, oh, my daughter is not well, I need to go home, blah, blah, blah. They gave him a free ticket to come and see his daughter and go back. Then there was, they called for fellowships. So he's schooling in Switzerland and they called for fellowships in the States. So he went through everything. A lot of people applied and I think there were 2 people. And some way, somehow, he wasn't given. Then the head of departments and other people were like, we don't understand why you didn't get this thing. So someone got the all expenses paid fellowship. Then they said no, they have to work a way for him to go. So they offered him another one. And instead of going there as an exchange student, he was sent to the States as a visiting scholar. So he went to the States last year. And before he went to the States, one of our all nights too, they said that they saw me, I'm full playing. And by then, my passport had expired, and I said, this one, dear, I'm going to do it the right way. Hey, Hey, frustrations. They posted online, filling form, everything. They told me that there was something. They couldn't even find the form to give it to me. So they didn't give me, I didn't get my passport. My daughter's passport, they said they had given her a manual number. So we had to go through the whole process again. So Abuchini, it's not something that I was thinking about. Then, so Abuchini, he was in Switzerland. So when the prophecy came, you know, our people here. They'll be no cool, so you're no cool. So I think there was a summer vacation. Come and see Florence. Was so cool. Then he was indisposed. So he had to spend a lot of money treating himself. Then you know this working to get to the States. In the States, oh, I have family. I come from a very large family. So I have family. Then it's like all of a sudden, as a main national, over her. And so you know, cool. At the airport, everybody said the same thing. Then so we had to apply. We went through the process, and then as I was going to the embassy, I just knew that bounce and never because states so I didn't tell anybody. I prayed quietly. I went there, took all the documents I had in this world, and then the man, when we got there, he asked about my little daughter and about 3 other questions. He said, "I'm issuing all 3 of you." I was like, "Wow!" Those times you say, like for instance, if you say you are doing economics, they'll ask you, you know, about your textbooks and stuff. But this one, God simplified everything. He made a way for us. And before we went, we were sick, like me who be that. I had boils for the first time in my life. I had a polo which wasn't going. I have a swelling to it because I had some eye issues. But then God still made the way we went, and provision now provided me who be that. Who separated that one in your match? Me who be that. I'll be there. Someone, okay, my mom is there, so I had, you know, she offered us a house because she was in Ghana then. I'll be there. There's a knock on the door. Someone has shopped for us. You are there. And then in the month of May, there was another word about restoring families and stuff. I happened to meet my uncle that I hadn't seen since 1988. I got an email from my sister. I have an elder sister that we haven't never communicated before. In the month of May, I had an email from her. So Frank says to tell you that he believes in the authenticity of the prophecies in this house. So when I'm coming here, he says I'm coming for him. Because everything that they've said here concerning him has come to pass. And it has even wrapped up on us. And finally, when we returned, there was another opening for teaching assistantships. Then he applied, and then you know his head of department, have you applied? Then he applied. Then he, you know, worked it out for him to have it. This man I'm talking about is a Muslim. Then, so he gave him his courses, and then he's created another office for him, so like a PRO of the department. And so he looks at the publicity, then we laugh about it because you know that, you know, just creating something, and it's in line with the favor. So I've come to return all the glory to God.
Praise the Lord. So I'm following Magita as a globus example. So my losing experience today. So I think in the last all night I said normally I like to shadow Pastor Charles and Pastor Abdam in their ministry. So that as soon as they say, so I said, I think at the last all night I shared that normally I like to shadow the pastors when they are ministering. So that when they say something, I'm making sure that my spiritual self is connected. So today, I've been I came to the dawn prayer, and then I left to go and do some family engagements and came back. And I was at the back. Nobody had called me, and I usher here. So ideally, I can move freely if I feel there's something happening. But this time when I was moving, I wasn't moving because I was coming to usher for anybody. I thought I should come forward. So I came forward to stand behind you. And normally we communicate during our ushering. So
I'm sure she was thinking, but we didn't talk to each other. I just put I have a book of prophecy from Jerusalem I'm writing. I took my pen and I came to sit behind her, and I actually stood because there was no chair. And then whilst Pastor Charles was ministering before, because I think what I saw on the screen was ministry word by Pastor Charles, but then eventually the word wasn't coming. He was ministering and giving prophetic words and so on. And he hadn't mentioned anybody's name. So I said, God, I want you to call my name now. Then he talked a while, then he finished. So I thought he was going back to it. I said, okay. So I was going back. So those in that row would know that, they would notice that I came forward, then I started moving back. And as I turned, he said, be cool. And for me, that is the atmosphere experience that I like people to acknowledge. That it's very difficult if you're not used to this kind of experience. And you come into a room like this, your tendency to be skeptical is very high. And your tendency to, as the policewoman said the last time, test all spirits is very high. But what I have learned to do is, having worked in this ministry for a while and having seen what goes on, I just believe. And I really truly did not know that I would be called. I just was talking to God. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was saying, God, I want you to call my name. And I didn't know what he was going to say. I said, call my name. And God has a way of saying things so that I know that what I said, he heard it. So he says it in a way that I know that Pastor Charles didn't know about what it was, but he will say it to say, I was communicating with you at the time you thought it was your mind. So that's my losing experience for today. I will be back. Losing. Losing. My testimonies in losing is enormous. I think I joined 2011. The first Prayerfest was at Little Acre. And at that time, I was believing God for a change of job. It used to be a moment when my friends Baba, Yvonne, they introduced me to losing. And there were times that if I don't even come, I have a message from the Holy Spirit. So at a point I said, no, Edwin, I don't stay at home, just come. Because each time they are looking for me. So then why do you stay at home? And in 2011, like I said, I was believing God for a job. At the end of the day, I think I had about 2 or 3 jobs, which God helped me to select the best one, which I'm in it to date. And to the glory of God, my promotion came quickly. In 2015, I did a sacrifice which cost me. But immediately I did that, I had the opportunity to go to a global head office in US. Then when I came back, I had another promotion. So God has spoken a lot about my job positively in losing. Then the marriage issue. At 38, still single. But in 2015, I had a lot of messages concerning my marriage. I did about 2 or 3 wedding marches. The last one, I think Pastor Charles was the groom. So I'm somebody that writes all prophecies. So after it happened, I had all the chronicle, 2015, there are about 10 or more than 10 prophecies concerning my marriage. And I remember 2015, December, year-end retreat, Pastor Abner prophesied that no, 2016 will be my year of glory. There were January, I called her to wish her Happy New Year. It was still about my marriage. And one thing she said was, Edwina, there will be no rain, there will be no wind, but your valley will be filled. Amen. And through to her word. The marriage cry came on me, I was surprised. Because at the time she was saying there was nobody, but it happened to the glory of God. And it was so beautiful in his time. Another, to rewind, there was one time in Tema, I went for an all-night. That was 2011 or so. And that day she said, how many people came with their checkbooks? And I'm somebody, most of the time, I carry it along. And it was me and her only. So she said, okay, then it means that it's for us. So we should write something. So in the checkbook, you see pay. So she said, right, pay outright.
Oh my God.
And then in the, where we write the figure, whatever you want. And at that time, I needed a car because I had an accident. So I said, no, I don't want the car in there. So I wrote a brand new car. So pay outright, a brand new car. That is what I wrote. But I don't know whether my faith was so weak. When I was looking for a car, I was looking for a second-hand car. Then a friend in the US sent me pictures. I nearly paid, and I'm like, no, I don't think I want it. Then that time was when, to God be the glory, I changed my job. And within few months, I was able to pay outright for my brand new car. Amen. Fast forward. Last year, Prayerfest, again, launch of Herald. Another sacrifice, which when I that was at Pentecost, I'm like, hey, this amount, but I believed God. I knew that the request was different, but I still said, okay, I'll go ahead. I pledged. It was difficult to pay. And then Pastor Abuna in January hosted the 12-hour marathon and said that specifically God asked her to do that for those who pledged, yes, for the Herald. At that time I hadn't finished paying, so I did all I could to gather that amount and then presented the receipt. That was in January 19. Meanwhile, in November, an email had come in at work saying that they want somebody to go to Australia for 3 to 6 months to undertake a job. It was a bit interesting, but I knew it wasn't something that really I was eager to go. So I just forwarded the message to my husband. What do you think? He said, oh, okay, let's see. Honestly, I wasn't serious about it because even the requirements was so long that the HR team will meet. If you want to go, the HR team will meet, and then they'll look at your work schedule. So even though your skills and experience will match, they'll look at your workload, so they can decide that no, you are not going. So even if I look at the second one, I'm like, no, the recruitment I'm doing alone, it's a lot. We are doing a lot of projects. So they will not even allow me to go. But I said, okay, let me just try. So I told my manager, okay, I think I want to raise my hand for this one. That email was sent to all our global sites, North America, South America, Suriname, wherever. It's a global company, so they sent to all HR people. So I was there when my manager said, okay, so the regional vice president in Australia, HR, will want to speak with you. I'm like, hey, I'm going to She postponed the meeting. That was in December. She postponed quite a number of times. So I even thought they had finished with this and it's just a formality to say, well, Brenna, I thought it was a formality because in December she cancelled the meetings about 3 times. But then finally she said, let's meet on January 15th. So we had a brief discussion. I never even thought it was an interview. I thought it was just a conversation. Then we did the marathon on the 19th, and I presented my receipt. One day I went to the office. So a few days, my manager said, Brenda, where do you normally keep all your files and all of that? Let me know. And I'm like, hey, 2 things. Either they want to know where you keep all your stuff, or there's a change in job or something. And when the woman spoke to me, she said she wants me to come to Australia. Honestly, I was so surprised. Because considering that the mail was sent to so many people across the globe, I never thought I would be selected. So 1st of April, I left. I called Pastor Abner. I told her, and all that I was praying for was favor, wisdom. Because some people go on assignments and they come back, it's just bad reports. When I went, the manager was extremely lovely. 3 months went by so quick. The favor of God was so enormous. He gave me a lot of wisdom. I did a lot of work, and I was even proud of myself. At the end of the day, when I was coming back, the reports they gave me, when I was reading, I was shivering. I was shivering. I'm like, me? Edwina, do you have to go? Do you have to go? I'm like, oh, I have to go. They wish they could have retained me. By the time I got to Ghana, the entire team have heard that, hey, Edwina, you went to do great things in Australia. And I'm so grateful to God. Because if you remember last Prayerfest, I gave a testimony that there was a manager who was just pestering my life. But some way, somehow, one day, we got the notification that she was no longer with the organization. So sometimes they would have damaged your image, even your credibility at some point in time. So I thank God that a year after, I'm going to another region and I have been accepted so well, such that now my credibility even at work is quite high, and I give God all the glory.
So I'll now share my own losing experience. I joined losing in 2010. I was in the office one day when my friend came to tell me that her father's friend's wife has started a new group for women. They meet in Alisa Hotel and they pray. So she wants to take me there. At that time, I was completely broken because in June, I lost my big sister. It was a very painful moment for me. All hope was gone. We were very close. So when she died, it was as if my world had come to an end. She died in June, and I think losing started in November. So sometimes I wish they had started earlier. But anyway, God knew what He was doing all along. So I followed, my friend is called Hilda. I followed Hilda to the first meeting in Alisa Hotel. And when I got there, the first person I met was Pastor Charles. He was sitting at the back. So I just sat, I think, next to him or something like that. I didn't know who he was. So I was just sitting there, and Pastor Abner was on the stage, preaching. And I was just enjoying what was going on. I think that day my friend shared a testimony, and after that, she never came for losing meetings again. She just left me there. And Hilda was the only person I knew. I didn't know anybody. So after that first meeting, I said, anyway, I'll still come. So after they gave the announcement, they said the Thursday meetings and then Friday all night. So I said, okay, I'll try that all night. On Friday, one of the days I'll try that all night. So for the first all night service I went, it was being held in Sunny FM. I went very early. because I was searching for God. I was searching for God. So I got there, I think around 10 o'clock. When I got there, nobody was there. So I was sitting outside waiting. When somebody drove in to the car park, she got out. Then she opened the door. She said, follow me. Then we went inside the room. Nobody was there. She took the tambourine. Yvonne Pansa, she's not with us here. She's in the UK. She was just praying in tongues, going up and down when the room was empty. So I was just looking at her. Then she told me to follow her, so I was also following her. I was following Yvonne as she was going up and down. Later, the other members came. Pastor Abuna came. Pastor Charles came. We had an all-night service. And I come from a Methodist background, so I'm not used to charismatic things at all. Ministration, no. Speaking in tongues, no. Nothing. It was just the hymns that we sing, and then we listen to our 15, 20 minutes preaching, and then we go. But it's all good. So when it was time for ministration, I was just observing proceedings. Everything was so strange to me. And then I was standing in my corner somewhere when Pastor Charles said, somebody is going to laugh. So I was waiting to see who was going to call. He said somebody, then he pointed to me, laughter. Laughter, me. You don't know where I'm coming from. You don't know what I have been through that he's telling me that I'm going to laugh. By the time I realized, I was laughing all over the place. Just laughing uncontrollably. Then he kept on saying laughter. I laughed the whole period. And then when I was going home, I was so happy. Like, wow, I like this place that I've come to. I think it's a good place. So I would stay. And then when I went home, the stories, I told my mother, went to some place B. They said somebody was going to laugh. Can you imagine? I was the one laughing. After every all night, I have to give them stories. Everything was so new to me. And then, fast forward, I went for another meeting and I heard them talking about something. They said they'll be going for some retreat to be. Some retreat. Because I didn't know anybody, it was a bit difficult for me. All I could hear, and they bring girls, and Water Hall, and they bring girls. Like, Water Hall Association. Water Hall Association. I said, this was my roommate. But I was so determined because I knew what I was looking for. So when I heard the announcement ongoing about retreats, I said, okay, I'll go for this retreat. And they said Little Liquor. I didn't know where Little Liquor was. I hadn't been driven outside Accra to go to Ebri for anything. But that night when I closed from work, I went to pack my things. It was very late, but I still said I would go. And I drove all the way up to Little Liquor. When I went there, lo and behold, Yvonne was there again. She warmly welcomed me, told me that she'd give me a roommate. I didn't know who the roommate was. I went there, she didn't talk. The roommate was not talking. So the whole period that we were there was no communication. After good morning, that is the end. And being a new person at Prayerfest, not knowing anybody, I'll just go to the church very early, go and sit somewhere in the back. I felt, I felt, to be very honest with you, I felt a bit sad, like wow. But anyway, I'll still stay. I think that lady has stopped coming. So I was there, I participated in all the programs, everything. I'll go for dinner. I think I could make out a few faces. Of course, Ikea was Ikea is a very familiar face. It's okay, I know this woman. Marianne was also a familiar face. Linda, the Prayerfest, that was the Sunday. As usual, I was sitting at the back. When Pastor Charles started ministration again, and they called me, and I said, again. So when he called me, I remember they put a chair in front and told me to sit on the chair. And Pastor Charles gave a prophecy, more than 50-minute prophecy. He prophesied and prophesied. And I remember Pastor Abnatu was standing, it was Pastor Abnatu, Pastor Charles standing, and Pukwa, the three of them. And Pastor Charles prophesied. He said so many things to me about my life, and after everything, they anointed me. So by the time I was going, I said, God, thank you that you have met me at this prayer fest. From that time on, I told myself, this is a good place.
Amen.
This is a place I want to be. I have been searching for God. This is where I have found God. And so I'm going to stay in Lausanne. So when I came back after that prayer fest, I decided to partner with them. So I told God that I'm going to give them a percentage of my salary. If the salary increases, I also increase the amount that goes to Lausanne. So that was, I think, from 2011. So I went to the bank, I did a standing order, pay this amount to Lausanne every month. So every month the money just deducted straight into Lausanne. That same year, I asked God for a car. It didn't take long. I got a car. Somebody sold her car to me at a very cheap price. I think 3,000 or 4,000. That was the first breakthrough that came for me. And I was like, wow, okay. So the money kept on going. And then there was a job opportunity that I had to move from my old place to my current place. That one, so God miraculously did it. A lot of people applied. Over 30 people, they all went for the interview. But when I got there, the woman said she wanted to work with me. So I moved from my old place straight into my new place. And that is where I've been all this while. It's a good paying job. So I also increased the amount that goes into the Lausanne accounts. And then at that workplace too, it has been, the breakthroughs has been tremendous. I went there as an officer. Within a matter of 2 years, I was promoted to a manager. And when the promotion comes like that, it means the salary goes up. So the amount that goes to Lausanne goes up again. And then after like 3 years, I was promoted again, and I was made the company secretary of that company. And again, the amount that was going increased. So I've partnered with them all these years, and that is my family I want to do for God and for Lausanne. So on the job front, God has given me a lot of favor, positions that there were better people, better qualified people who could have occupied it. God bypassed all of them and gave that position to me. And then the other issue was with my car. So after I bought the first car, around 3,000-4,000, the following year, I got a brand new car. I was there when they told me that I should get out of the office and go to the showroom. I should go to Graphic Pro showroom and go and choose the car that I want. So I went there and picked one car, and they paid for me. So that was 2012. Fast forward, after 6 years, I said, oh, no, I think 2016, that's when I told God that, car you can maybe search you. Then there are Tuesday meetings. I've been going for the Tuesday meetings and all that. And during we were doing 30 days fasting in January. It was part of my prayer request. When I went, I dropped my car key on the table, telling God that I wanted a new car. Just when we closed, Pastor Abner asked, who dropped her car key? Then I said, I'm the one. She said, God has given it to you. Fast forward to 2018. They said, you are due for another car. Although it came with some challenges, but at the end of the day, because God had given me the car 2 years earlier, I also had to go to the same showroom that I went in 2012 to pick my Honda Civic car. This time I picked Honda CR-V 2017 model. Brand new car. Tear over. So for me, the testimonies are so many. So many. And it hasn't only benefited me, but my whole family. When they saw the changes in my life, they themselves started asking questions. Some of them come, some to speak to Pastor Abner and Pastor Charles directly. They have been a blessing to my whole family, and the prophecies that they have given, most of them have happened. There's one that is still pending, but I know that God will bring it to pass. God will bring it to pass, and when that prophecy comes to pass, I'll come and stand here and testify. Amen. It's being chronicled, one after the other, and at the right time, I will share that prophecy and testimony with all of you. So not too long ago in June, we celebrated my sister's 10 years. And looking back and reflecting, although it was a painful departure for me, all I said to myself is, the joy is greater now. That if my sister hadn't died, I would never have come to lose him. God gave me that opportunity. He saw my pain, he saw my tears, he saw how broken the whole family was. Then he just led me through this friend of mine. She just pointed the way out for me to lose him. I came, she didn't come again, and I am here now to give God all the glory. That for the past 10 years, it's been an awesome journey with the Lord. I don't remember the last time I went to the hospital sick. I don't remember the last time I complained of any stain. It has just been by the grace of God. God just opens doors for me. Everywhere I go, I find favor. In my workplace, it's as if some people even think I've done something. CEOs come and they just like me. If it is board members, they just like me. Government come, government goes. Whether MPP, whether MDC, they come and they still like me and they want to work with me. I believe it is a favor of God by His mercy. So I give God all the glory for what He has done for me. My sister too has her testimony. I think she came for one of our Prayerfest in 2015. She had a list of things that she had asked God for. Fast forward 1 year down the line, she called me to say that God had answered every single request that she put before God. Everything that she asked God for, God had done it for her. My big sister is in the UK. Every time she's asking Pastor Abinaka, I'm sure if she were here, she would have come for this Prayerfest, but she's following us also. And for my mother, it is something else. I showed her how to go on Facebook. She listens to Good Morning Holy Spirit with us. They have been a blessing to me, to my whole family, and I am grateful to God that through the difficult moments, everything, 10 years on, I can stand here and say, God has been good. The first lecture that Pastor Charles gave me continues. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Lozen. We serve the living God. So I'll also begin with my testimony of Lozen. So I joined Lozen by invitation from my sister Joanna Dompe, who you saw earlier on June Day. Yes, so she invited me and the whole family, and she has a way of mopping. Like, you have to, because she says she worships on the floor should be spick and span. And we have lights out. By 9 p.m., the lights should be out. I'm like, okay, thank you. So I got to the room and I tried to go by the rules. I do well by rules because I'm trained by disciplined parents, by God's grace. Yes, so some days she just come, Aquile, do you sleep? No. Then she just screams. I don't know, it just comes out of somewhere from her. She just screams, and actually the whole floor here. And then they all come to the room, like, who is that? Then she just talk about some unnecessary things. Why didn't you sleep? Don't you know I worship Him? It was a whole lot of things. Sometimes I'll just go to my sister's room and then I'll talk to her and she go like, oh, you don't worry, just pray about it. My mom will say, pray about it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just pray about it. I was the timid, nervous type, so it's quite ironic that I'm here standing in front of you. But by God's grace and by the training of Pastor Abna and my parents, God has been so good to me. So through it all, I'll just go. She'll say, oh, pray about it. So the one-on-one counseling with mommy, she asked me what was going on in my life, and I'm like, oh, it's good by God's grace, the usual response. What is going on? Like, then I told her about my roommate and the fact that sometimes I'll just be depressed in the room because I don't know, she doesn't talk to me. As Emma was sharing her experience, it just reminded me of the experience. She doesn't talk, she wake up in the morning, she won't even greet. She just starts worshiping. On Friday, she just loud music of some Islamic incantations. I don't know. She just be doing her own thing as if the room belongs to only her. So I'm just like a passive visitor. So most of the time I was at my sister's place because I have peace of mind. I have food to eat. She's the loudest sister, so she always cooks for me. Yes, so I was always there in my sister's room. It was just 3 rooms away from my own, by God's grace. Yes, so when she asked me, I told her all about it. Then she told me that, have I talked to her? She asked me whether I've prayed. I said I've prayed all right. Have I talked to her? I'm like, I tried to talk. When I said, oh, okay, I've heard. I try to talk alright, but I don't talk because, the good girl, you don't have to talk about things. Just let it go. It's fine. The journey together is short. It's just 1 year, so you can manage. But she was like, you have to talk. Then she gave me this scripture, I still remember, in Proverbs chapter 28, verse 1. She said, the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. So she told me that you have to be bold, you have to approach her, you have to talk to her, you have to tell her that, I don't like it, change. And she was just strengthening me by that, and then telling me that I'm a Christian. That doesn't mean that anyone should just bully me or do anything they want with me. So then she gave me the anointing of the weapon of my destruction. Yes. So she told me to go and anoint my room and then pray. And then afterwards, I talked to her. So that was the first day I was like having a real conversation with my roommate. It was really funny. I was just laughing all throughout. She didn't take it seriously because I was just, oh please. It was really, really funny. But at least I did my best and she understood. Even though she didn't really change after that. Like things were not the same. She understood that I had a problem with that, and if she doesn't do anything about it, I could report her or anything. So she was quite easy on me, if I should put it that way. So fast forward, I say to the glory of God that even though that experience was not pleasant, it strengthened me. It made me speak up. So when you do something I don't like, I'll tell you right away, please, what I'm doing, I don't like it. So she has encouraged me to be bold, understand? Yes, and mommy, thank you so much for that. As I was here, I said to God that for that particular year, my hair is great I've ever recorded. Like, it was during that particular year, because I was always going to my stairs. When I go, my sister is always learning. So I'll go and also start learning. So my best grades in university, I got it from level 100. I was really surprised because I didn't expect it, but God be praised. Amen. So asked to introduce LEGON to everyone. Ladies of Substance International Network. LEGON. Okay, so it's a network of career ladies, persons actually. We have the ladies and their families. Okay, so it was founded by our mommy, Pastor Reverend Mrs. Abunaboma, who received several revelations from God to set up this group of career ladies and their families. And it started off in 2009 as we are celebrating our 10th Prayerfest. So all glory be to God. And we meet on the first Thursday of every month at Elisa Hotel Ridge. And it's from 5:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And on Friday, the first Friday of every month, that's the next day, we have an all-night service from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. We also have programs such as the National Day of Prayer, which is organized on the 6th of March. Every year, we stand in the gap for our country. You know, this kind of youth we have, anything, we just create it in humor. But we forget that the country that we live in is by the grace of God that we are having the peace that we are having. But it's very important that we stand in the gap and pray for our country. So we have the National Day of Prayer. We have the Tuesday meetings, which is this is your day, formally the lunchtime prayer meeting, and it's every week, every Tuesday. Okay, so from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. we meet at the Presbytery Hall, Osu, Kuku Hill, and we fellowship with the Holy Spirit. Amen. We also have the trip to Israel. Okay, so Lausanne organizes. We have Mrs. Sandra Adiko, who helps organize our ladies to Israel to actually have a real-time encounter with the Word of God. You know, the Word of God is alive, it's living, it's sharper than a two-edged sword. So the Word of God is brought alive. Amen. We have so many other programs that help to improve us, especially the youth. I would like to encourage you to be part of the counseling or the mentorship program, because it has helped me, honestly. It's by the grace of God I'm standing in front of you, and I just want to thank, I also encourage you, the youth, to be a part of those. It's not just about our mummies and our daddies coming here to pray. We also have to pray because it has to start from somewhere. You know, when you're a young person and you are built up with the Word of God, you are strong, and no situation can come and just come. You know, sometimes we just consider some situation as normal, but sometimes you have to pray about it and see that God does it so well. Amen. Amen. So all of us are invited to join Lausanne, and our lives will never remain the same.